In the upcoming video clip, Noam Chomsky speaks about the importance of small groups in bringing about social change. Chomsky emphasizes the role of popular movements and citizen action in effecting change. He believes small, committed groups can be highly effective in raising awareness, organizing protests, and influencing public opinion. Now, off to this wonderful video of Noam Chomsky, followed up with some key points to consider.
And how do we muster that will? How do we get people energized to try to act for the better good on some of these issues?
Talk to your neighbors, organize in your community, join the activist groups, press Congress, endless numbers of opportunities. Ask yourself, how have things happened in the past? So there was a major women's movement, probably the major movement of the past half century. How did it start? Well, go back to of course it goes way back, but go back to the 60s. Small groups of women, mostly young women, got together, forming consciousness-raising groups, saying, a lot of it incidentally in the left movements, saying, do we have to just be the secretaries and the people who serve the tea and the coffee, or should we take part in it? It was a big change, and it happened. Small groups grew to larger groups, got to a major movement, demonstrations, activism, pressure, laws changing. We may forget that it wasn't until 1975, not that long ago, that women were granted the right of persons, peers, under U.S. domestic law. Prior to that, we're still back in the age of the founding fathers when women were property, not persons, owned by the father, handed over to the husband. That was technically the law up until 1975. Well, it's really changed. Not enough, but enormously. How did it start again? Small groups of people meeting, mostly young people, saying, we don't have to put up with this. Take a look at the civil rights movement. Go back to the 50s. Again, goes far back. 50s, Rosa Parks refused to move her seat on a bus. That was planned. It was an organized effort by activists who planned the activity, led to the Montgomery bus boycott. Big change. 1960, a couple of black students in North Carolina decided to sit in at a lunch counter, segregated, of course. They were immediately arrested. Could have been the end of it, except the next day, another group came. Right. Later, they became organized. SNCC, Student Nonviolent Coordinated Committee. Young people from the North started to join. Pretty soon you had freedom buses running through Alabama trying to convince black farmers to take their lives in their hands and cast a vote. Well, pretty soon it goes on. You get civil rights legislation in Washington. It's not the end of the story. It goes on and on. Today, too, right now. But that's the way movements develop. It's what's happening right now. So take the Biden administration. They just passed something called the Inflation Reduction Act. It's mostly a climate change act. It uses, in our crazy system, the only way you can get fossil fuel companies and banks to stop destroying the world is to bribe them. That's the way our system works. Maybe if we bribe them, they'll stop destroying the world. Maybe if the Mexican government bribes the cartels, they'll stop killing people. That's basically our system. Well, doesn't work very well. That's the Biden program. Try to bribe them to do something else. They're after profit. If they can make money on it, okay. If not, they'll turn back to fossil fuels, what they're doing. But at least something is there. There is a program which is better than any that preceded. It's not the program that Biden presented. The program that Biden presented was a substantial program dealing with climate change. A lot of it came out of Bernie Sanders' office. The background for that, young people from Sunrise Movement who were active and organizing, got to the point where they sat in on congressional offices, sat in on Nancy Pelosi's office. Well, again, ordinarily the Capitol Police would come and throw them out. It didn't happen this time. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez joined them. That was enough to keep them there, pay attention to them. Why was she able to do that? Because she was elected on the Sanders wave, which was, again, lots of local organizing and activism. Well, there was a substantial program, was cut back by 100% Republican opposition. To recognize, like it or not, the Republicans are a denialist party. They don't want to do anything for climate change. They want to destroy the world in the interests of private profit for the corporations they serve. It's as simple as that. So 100% Republican opposition, a couple of right-wing Democrats, our own Senator Sinema, mainly Joe Manchin, just blocked it. So it was cut back, shaved down to the act that was finally passed, which is not nothing, but nowhere near enough. Well, what can you do? All the things that led to these actions, just more of them, right where you are, at any level. There's endless numbers of opportunities. There are enormous needs for educational opportunity, for education. Let me just give you a striking illustration. There's a research institute, the Pew Research Institute, which comes out regularly with extensive studies of popular attitudes. The last one, a couple weeks ago, gave people 21 choices and asked them to rank them in terms of urgency. Which ones do you think are the most important? Well, nuclear war was not even listed among the choices. It's considered so remote from concern that we don't even ask people. It's only the most important issue that's ever arisen in human history. Do we need some education? You bet. Climate change was listed. Do you know where it was ranked? At the very bottom, 21st out of 21. There was a big gap between Republicans and Democrats. Republicans, 13%, thought it was a significant issue. It's just the issue that's going to destroy human life on Earth, along with millions of other species that we're destroying. Okay? Is there room for educational work? I mean, it's vast. And that has to start the way other things have started. Talk to your neighbor, talk to people around you, talk to people at work, get together in groups, join the larger groups, get out in the streets if it's necessary, pressure Congress. It's a very free country, fortunately. You're not going to be tossed into jail for doing it. It's all up to you.
Chomsky is critical of concentrated power and advocates for challenging institutions like corporations and governments. Small groups can be more agile and less susceptible to co-optation than larger organizations. Chomsky has expressed support for nonviolent direct action as a means to pressure change. Small groups can be more effective in carrying out targeted actions like boycotts or strikes. Chomsky sees a role for small groups in educating the public about important issues and fostering critical thinking. This can help create a more informed citizenry capable of demanding change. Well, I hope you like the video and give the channel a subscribe. If you wish, you can join the channel as a member. It would be greatly appreciated. Also, if you can subscribe to my other channel, Progressive Movement, link is on the homepage and in the comments section. Thank you. Now, take care and bye-bye.